everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence. And in this video, I want to talk about how we get back to when things were good, spiritual-wise, magic-wise. How do we get back to the age of the blessed? And I'm going to tell you my thoughts on that because that's what I want. I want to bring magic and spirituality back to this society where a lot of people have lost it, don't believe in it, or don't care. Now, back to what I just said, the Age of the Blessed, what is that? The Age of the Blessed is a point in time that was around many years ago, and it spanned for a very long time. I can't necessarily give the exact dates because it's hard to pinpoint throughout history when it started and when things died down. But it was a point in time where there were quite a few people who were knowledgeable in magic, real magic, and spirituality, were more in touch with their spirits, and were working to use that to make the world better, to make themselves better, and to help others reach that point. Since a lot of the early history of civilization hasn't been recorded, we can only speculate at this point. But now, over time, there were people, and not necessarily just Christian, because a lot of people in the spiritual and pagan community like to point out how Christians did this to us. Christians are the ones to blame. They killed many of our ancestors and our people and destroyed our knowledge. There were a lot of false Christians back then who used the religion to get their way, claiming God told them to kill all these people and destroy all this beautiful, helpful knowledge. They were not Christian. They were using it as a front. Real Christians would have let them go in peace. But these were people who were not only afraid of the power that these people had access to, but also they wanted control. And they knew if these people had this power and continued to grow with it and teach others with it, they wouldn't be able to control them, right? Because there's been a lot of people throughout history who have craved control and would do anything to stifle people's growth and make them dumb so that the things that they say sound like the truth, that sound like the absolute truth, and to only listen to them. And I fear that that's still happening now. I mean, look at the governments all around the world. I mean, they want control, and they want to keep us dumb, right? But I think there's a reason why pagan and spirituality are making a big comeback in these modern times. There is an extra force driving it. Whether it be the ancestors of people who knew this stuff and want their descendants to come back to it. Or, I think the One also has a little hand at play. And those, of course, on his behalf. But I think there is a reason. We are preparing ourselves for a new magical age. And I don't really cry very much. I do not, even no matter if it's sad or happy times, I find it hard to shed a tear. But I will tell you that I will shed a tear when the sun rises on a new era where people have this knowledge and can work with it easily and understand it well and That'll make me happy. But how are we going to get to it? Well, one step at a time, educating ourselves. Now, I've showed you guys my massive bookshelf full of books on spirituality, legends, mysteries, stuff like that. Now, in each of those books, I believe, are pieces of the actual truth. Because no one has it all. In fact, I will buy books on the same subject by different authors because each author has their own experiences, their own perceptions, and what they believe is the truth. And I believe that if it resonates with you strong enough, that will help guide you towards the actual truth, which is why I have so many spiritual books. I got to read them. I've only read a few out of the huge amount that I have. I'm collecting. But that's a start. And as I told you guys when I first started magic, I didn't have a teacher. So I had to educate myself. Books were one. Articles were another on the internet. Now I know, like, not everything on the internet can be trusted. I understand that. But eventually you'll find synchronicities. Things that, happen frequently. Things like you'll hear different things that a lot of people say are true. And you may try it out, or you may feel in your gut that it's right. Follow that until you learn something else. If you do have a teacher and they've offered to teach you, that'd be wonderful. I wish I had a teacher. But unfortunately, I've had to learn everything myself through those books and the articles, as well as my own experimentation and practice. Meditation. Meditation is so underrated these days. Many people look at it as a light nap or a way to calm the mind. And that's it. Which, while those are the nap part, not so much. But, calming the mind is true. It can lead you to self-discovery. It can actually start helping you put things into perspective and get you on the right path. Now, astral meditation, that is top tier meditation, in my opinion. You can learn so much from traveling to different places in the spirit world. Now, you may not be eligible to receive all that knowledge yet if you're not ready. But the more you go on your spiritual path, you may become eligible in time. With it, you can also work with your magic, look into your past lives, and learn about yourself. And there's tons of things you can do. I have learned so much through going through my mental world and and the astral world. I've learned a lot about why things happen in the universe and why things work the way they do. And also, believe it or not, it's also gotten me thinking about the perspective of the One and how he runs this universe and why he runs the universe the way he does and why he can't keep everyone safe, why he can't protect everyone in a little bubble. So many things have made sense. Meditation can put you on the right path. As well as experimentation. Try new things. Practice. Perfect. This is where having a grimoire comes in, because if you do something that actually works, you can put it down, and you can write down stuff that didn't work and just say, hey, didn't work, and the things that you did work, work, just keep a log. there is so much that can help. Trying to get in touch with ancestors or gods that you have a connection with, that can also help. Learn different teachings from different spiritual paths and religions. As much as a lot of people who follow religion may believe that what they're being taught is the absolute truth, and I understand why. When you've followed something for so long and someone all of a sudden is like, hey, what you're learning may not be the whole truth, it can be disheartening. I mean, you followed the same thing for so long and you're like, oh crap, I've been following the wrong thing, or what I've been doing isn't like the right thing. I believe all religions and spiritual paths have bits and pieces of the truth. What I'm looking for is a way to pick those right pieces and put them in the puzzle so that I can get the image, the full image. Now, if I'll ever get that, I don't know. I mean, life is so short. Even if you reincarnate multiple times, it's still very difficult. But study and knowledge are on your side. And the more knowledge you have, the more power you have. That is true. If I had more time on my hands, I may regret saying this, but I kind of wish that I was born into, a spiritual family. That way I would have been able to learn about this from birth, right? And, learn and keep learning and have the capacity to keep learning and just continue on. I don't think I could ever live the life of a monk, where they don't have access to technology. They don't have access to the kind of foods that we eat. They don't do any of that. They meditate. They pray. They focus on their own spiritual selves, which is amazing. But considering the life I was born into, I couldn't see myself living without all that. As much as I say, oh, I wish I could just pack, a few things and go live in a cave and, not come out until I've learned something incredible. But at the same time, I don't think I could. These modern technologies and things that I was born into, I don't think I could leave them behind. So I have to do the best I can with what I can. I work so much and I'm so tired that oftentimes I don't have the energy to read the books that I have. I want to, but it's a lot. I hope one day I can make the amount of time, but I don't know. And life keeps going on, and I don't want it to be by the time I'm 90, I'm oh, now I got all the time to practice this stuff. No, I'm young. I should be working on that, so I gotta get my priorities straight. But learning, self-discovery, practice, meditation, especially astral meditation, turning into yourself, turning into your spirit, and learning from others. You can learn from all kinds of sources. You can learn all kinds of things. And the great thing about magic is that a lot of things from other topics, like art, creativity, they can all be put into there. Different techniques also. I've made a lot of spiritual techniques from things I've seen in shows and movies. And in time, I will do videos on like those different energy manipulation techniques and, you know, stuff you can work with. But there's a lot you can do. It's truly incredible. But to bring us back to the age of the blessed, to start a new era of it, an age of enlightenment and awakening, we are going to have to do the work. We are going to have to hunker down, practice when we can, read when we can, learn when we can, study when we can, be spiritual scholars, pioneers for the next generations, so that more people do not lose touch with who they really are. The video I said, where I said we're all gods, that's the truth. We all have the potential to be as powerful as gods. Unfortunately, there's so many distractions in our modern times that we have been greatly hampered from this. We've been weakened. We need to find a way to regain that strength and knowledge. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And good luck on your spiritual journey.